Today we're going to take a look at the 2013 Jeep Patriot. Back about half a decade ago when these were introduced, they weren't very popular. The interiors were kind of shoddy and they had some mediocre driving characteristics, but Jeep has done a lot of improvements. And we're going to take a look at a few of those right now. The Patriot has a lot of improvements in the interior. It's really not fancy in here, but the upgrade is a lot more usable. The materials and workmanship are more than adequate. The instrument panel is very easy to read. A nicely shaped steering wheel with good button controls that are easy to use. The climate control has 3 simple buttons the way it should be. Then you have the navigation screen with the radio controls, which is optional. Not the largest glove box I've ever seen, but decent enough. And these seats are very, very comfortable. Not many changes in the interior room, but it's adequate thanks to the square shape of the body. You have enough to store things in the back. The storage in the second seat area is not too bad either, although those with long legs might have a problem stretching out a bit. Overall, there's not too many complaints there. The base Patriot has enough ground clearance to deal with small ruts like this. It also helps if you get the all-wheel drive, if you're dealing in gravel and sand. If you're going to do serious off-roading, you might want to order the Freedom 2 package. It includes lower gearing, a skid plate for making contact with sharp rocks, tow hooks, and a few other miscellaneous items. It's only $550 and a pretty good deal if you're going off-road at all. Whether you're driving on the road or off the road, the Patriot does have some good characteristics. First of all, the steering is great. It has good response, excellent feel, great feedback. Better than actually some sports sedans. I have no complaint there. Secondly, the handling is very good. You've got good weight distribution, even more if you get the all-wheel drive system. Third, the brakes are excellent. The brake pedal is slightly too far from the gas pedal, but you can adjust. The ride control is very good too. Unless you hit extremely big potholes, the ride is comfortable. The body seems to be a little more solid than they used to be. I don't have any rattles, creaks, or any of the other problems that plagued the early first and second year models on Mercedes owned Chrysler. Overall, in terms of driving, the only gripe I can think of is the engine still makes a bit of humming noise, like an outboard motor. Fortunately, the hood is well insulated, so it's not as noisy as it used to be. But overall, this is a pretty pleasant vehicle to drive. There are 2 engines available in the Patriot. The base 2-liter engine, rated at 158 horsepower. A larger 2.4-liter, rated at 172 horsepower. And transmission choices are a 5-speed manual or a CVT automatic with 6-speed gears, manual override. Then you have available front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, or the all-wheel drive Freedom 2 package with more gearing. This particular one had the 2.4-liter engine, the CVT automatic with 6-speed manual override shifters, and all-wheel drive. Gas mileage rating on these is 22 to 23 in the city and 26 to 30 on the highway. This particular combination, I got 20 in the city, 22 in mixed, and 22 to 25 on the highway. While the fuel economy standards aren't competitive compared to other compact SUVs in this class, the Patriot does have one advantage, and that's a low base price, which runs approximately just over $15,000. At that price, you do have to pay extra for things like air conditioning. But you keep the options low with just the base 2-liter engine, 5-speed manual, front-wheel drive, and a few knickknacks like air and radio. You should be able to keep it down under $17,000. And with the rebates and discounts Chrysler gives, a bit cheaper than that. On the other hand, if you start loading these up, they can reach the $27,000 mark. So it's basically a matter of how much you want to spend and what options you want to get. But if you want a base, no frills vehicle to take off-road for under $20,000, the Patriot's still worth a peek.